You're listening to Profit Without Worry, episode number 130. Phony, fake, formula-driven stories have haunted the online marketing world forever. How many times have you heard the age-old rags to riches story, so that now when you hear it, you just roll your eyes? Well, let's talk today about turning a new chapter to market with authentic stories. Hey there, I'm Michelle Evans, and this is the show where coaches, experts, and business owners like us get real about what it takes to create a profitable online business. I can tell you from experience that nonstop hustle plus random acts of marketing do not equal success. So how do we attract a steady flow of clients and sales without all the hustle? This is the Profit Without Worry podcast. Hey there, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. I hope that everything's going well in your business and your life and that you have great support around you as we kind of navigate through this crazy time right now. And, I'd love to connect with you. It's really easy. You can email me, michelle@michellelevans.com, or hit me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Tag me. Use the hashtag Profit Without Worry so that I see your message. Ask a question, leave a comment, or just say hi. I love to put a face with your name and know who's tuning in each and every week. And have you downloaded your free guide to Profit Without Worry? It's easy to do. You can just go to profitwithoutworry.com/free and download the guide to get on your path to Profit Without Worry. All right, let's dive into today's show. Who doesn't love a success story? I mean, some of my favorites are Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, Oprah Winfrey, and Richard Branson of the Virgin Group. These are true hard work and grit stories. Stories of people believing in themselves far more than anyone else around them ever did. Things that they had to overcome, rolling up their sleeves and really diving in. And you know what these stories aren't? They aren't fake. The reason these stories are so potent and powerful is because of they're true, because they ring true. We see they're true. And these stories have played out before our eyes. So we've seen the journey and we've seen their successes come to fruition. Stories like this are powerful. They're potent. They're almost irresistible. We remember them. We retell them. We secretly anchor our hopes and dreams that someday we too can have a success story like that. In fact, if you really want to dig into the origins of this type of story, I highly recommend Christopher Booker's epic 700-plus page book on storytelling. It's called The 7 Basic Plots: Why We Tell Stories. Rags to Riches is actually plot number 2 in the 7 plots. This is a story type that has been around for millennia. I mean, basically, as long as humans have been telling stories, there's a rags to riches story. In fact, it's a story you've seen play out on screens, big and small, books, and other places your whole life. I mean, think of Aladdin, the street rat who finds a genie in a bottle and ends up becoming the all-powerful Sultan of Agrabah. Or Annie, little orphan Annie, the orphan who lived with the vile Mrs. Hannigan in the orphanage and through a series of events wound up being adopted by Daddy Warbucks, the billionaire. Or Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, where Charlie buys a candy bar and gets the last golden ticket. Or Pretty Woman. Or one of my favorite movies, The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, although I can't watch that movie without crying multiple times. These are stories we know, we gravitate towards, we love to hear because they give us hope. They help us find that grit and determination within ourselves. They show us that, yes, anything is possible. In fact, social psychologists have found that we are literally wired for these stories, especially as entrepreneurs. In fact, a lot of research has been done to help explain why we never grow tired of hearing about an entrepreneur's rise from poverty and, taking over the business world or coming up with some innovation or whatever. For many people, struggle makes our life and our life story so much more interesting for others to hear because we've been conditioned through stories and upbringing to believe that the best things in life are products of hard work, perseverance, struggle, dedication, overcoming obstacles, all that. And as humans, we like stories with a big pot of gold at the end, a satisfying resolution showing us that yes, whatever we're going through right now, the struggle and the sacrifice is worthwhile because, my friend, there is a pot of gold, there is a golden ticket, there is a daddy Warbucks, whatever in the future, right? We hang on every word, wanting to know how the story ends because their journey has been public or because their success is public. With some of our favorite celebrities and athletes, we know how the story ends, or at least how it ends in success. But for entrepreneurs, the struggle, it's typically hidden and pretty secret. And the payoff is too. Yet as humans, we're wired for this type of story, so a lot of unsavory entrepreneurs come up with their own faked rags to riches story that plays into the formula and hits your brain with that dopamine payoff at the end. The only problem is that it's mostly or all made up. I cannot even tell you how many times I've gone on YouTube to see some dude, usually, on there peddling his rags to riches story in front of some giant mansion and some amazing, super exclusive car. And I gotta tell you, I don't even fall for it anymore because, there was a time where I did. But I know from behind the scenes that many of these people rent these houses, lease these cars for a day or a couple hours, and it's all fake. So here's the deal. If you do have a rags to riches story that is real, by all means share it. But if you don't, please do not make one up. Instead, look for real stories all around you. If you read that book that I told you about, The 7 Basic Plots, there's 7 plots that people love. Rags to Riches is just one of them. And it's pretty easy to do, to find stories around you as long as you're paying attention. You can share rants about things that have happened to you online, your local community, some Amazon order that went crazy. You can share something interesting that you learned from an interaction you had with a friend, with a client, or a family member. You can share an aha or a mistake that you've made and what you learned from that. You can share a great memory and how it connects to the here and now and has taught you something or made you who you are. You can share stories of how you've helped others with your work. There's so many other stories you can share. There are stories that are happening all around us every single day. Stories at the coffee shop or the park or getting gas or, the pay it forward stories that people have from going to Starbucks where, people are paying for your coffee order. Your experiences, they're worth telling. Don't short sell your audience by trying to fit into a story formula that doesn't match your journey or who you are. When you have a story that's uniquely yours, not a formulaic copy that someone else told you to write, you will attract people who are the right fit for you to grow your business. And really, profit without worry means telling your stories in a way that works for you and your audience, not following the you've got to have a rags to riches formula. So, I'd love to hear from you. What kind of crazy stories have you heard out there? Have you seen people who are basically making them up? Again, let me know. And what does profit without worry mean to you? What does it mean for you? What stories can you tell that can connect to people, that will attract people so that you don't have to worry about making up stories that make you sound better than what you really are, because you're good enough right now. Tell me what bad behaviors and actions you've seen people take that diminish or flat out harm their businesses. You can hit me up on social media or just email me, michelle@michellelevans.com. And as you were listening to this, did you think of someone who could use these insights about creating profit without worry in their business? If you can think of someone who could use this, would you do both of us a big favor and share this episode with them? It's really easy to do from whatever podcasting app you're listening on, or simply share the URL for today's show at profitwithoutworry.com/episode-130, and your friend can listen right there. Also, don't forget to download your freebie, 5 Steps to Profit Without Worry. You can get that at today's show notes or profitwithoutworry.com/free so that you can see what it takes to create a movement with your marketing. Okay, I hope you have a really amazing week, and I'll see you back here next week, same time, same place, on another great episode of Profit Without Worry. See you then.